Ladies and gentlemen, Secretary Hilda Solis.
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank President Obama and Vice President for asking me to be here today and for convening today's forum. I also want to thank all of you for joining us in this very important and vital discussion on jobs and economic growth. Over the past 10 months, the Obama administration has taken a number of bold steps to break this recession. We've worked to stabilize the financial system, revive lending to small businesses and families, and prevent responsible homeowners from losing their homes. And through the Recovery Act, taxes for the middle-class families have been cut. We have extended and increased unemployment insurance and created and saved more than 1 million jobs. And as a result of all this work, we have moved back from the brink, and the economy is now growing. But the bottom line for people is jobs. Jobs that put paychecks in their pockets. Even though we now have economic growth, it has only led to a slowing of job losses, not yet the job growth that we urgently need and want to see happen for all American families. The unemployment rate stands at 10.2%. The day when these numbers come out is always a stark reminder of how much we have left to do to create good jobs for everyone. The focus on all workers is important because the unemployment rate is disproportionately high for workers of color, the young, the disabled, and frankly, it's unacceptable. Behind these numbers are real families facing real hardships. Their worries, fears, and problems are the single most important focus of this administration, and they are who I am fighting for every single day. We need to be honest about the challenges we are facing and the frustration that Americans are feeling. In my 10 months in office, I've traveled throughout the country. I've been to 20 states and 40 cities. And consistently, I see and hear that the American people want us focusing on the issues that most affect them and their families in their daily lives. Most importantly, a pathway to a good job. We need strategies that will get all people back to work now in good, sustainable jobs. This administration will not rest until we have accomplished that goal. The President and his team are focused on jobs and job creation every day. That's what brings us all together here. We have already been working with many of you in this room on identifying strategies to create jobs because it will take all of us to accomplish this goal. We welcome your new ideas, your voices in this debate because economic recovery and job creation depends on the cooperation and the ideas of employers of all types, including small business owners, workers, labor organizations, and of course, nonprofits. America is a great, innovative country, but there is a role for government in encouraging innovation and promoting good ideas that will help people get back to work. Let me give you a brief example. In October, I was in Nevada, where I announced an award of $138 million in federal funds to the Nevada Energy Advanced Service Delivery Project. Because this funding was more than matched by the private sector, this is nearly a $300 million investment. These funds were part of 100 grants made available by this administration, totaling $3.4 billion to help build a nationwide smart energy grid system. I saw firsthand the work these funds will support at Nevada's electricity infrastructure. It will help to modernize clean energy and provide clean energy jobs that will follow suit. We need more stories like this, stories about public-private partnerships that leverage innovative ideas to create jobs for all Americans. And that is why I am energized to begin today's conversation and to hear from many of you. I think we can all agree that no matter who you are, work is much more than a source of income. It's a source of dignity. Work is about who and what we are. So let's get to work. Tomorrow, President Obama will travel to Allentown, Pennsylvania. The White House news media team visited Allentown and had captures the stories of local small businesses making their way in these difficult economic times. Egypt's Star Bakery is a long-standing Lehigh Valley institution with a close-knit staff dedicated to serving one another and their community. They've weathered the recession by tightening their belt and making some personal sacrifices for the sake of the business. Applied Separations, Inc. is a small engineering firm that hires and trains people in green technologies, and in some cases, retraining workers who have been laid off from other industries. I invite you now to watch their stories.
I think this morning there was like 500 or 550 French breads. And then that doesn't include the larger, the small rye, the pumpernickel, the Russian rye, all the other breads that we might produce, the Kaiser rolls. Good morning. How are you? I'm Esther Erdesy, and I am president and owner of the Egypt Star Bakery of Allentown, Pennsylvania. No matter where you go, everyone usually has heard of Egypt Star Bakery. They know about our hearth-baked rolls and our breads, and that's what we're really known for here in the Lehigh Valley. We have approximately 40 employees. We have bakers, helpers, drivers, clerks, and actually, no matter what job you have, if you're needed someplace else, you're expected to go there and do whatever is needed. That's part of a small business. And I know by the number of applications that I do get, or people calling, asking if we have a full-time position available because they might have lost their job or their hours have been cut considerably, or maybe even their benefits have been cut, and so they're looking for some place where they can acquire those things. We don't lay people off. They usually have their jobs. Their hours might get cut a little bit during the summer when our load isn't quite as heavy, but normally our employees are here to stay.
There are weeks we live paycheck to paycheck like everyone else, but we've been fortunate that I guess maybe people come to us instead of paying the higher prices at the bigger chained grocery stores. So they come here and they figure they can have just as good a quality and not pay as much price-wise.
Money's very tight right now. Banks aren't too interested in loaning you money right now. You just tighten your belt, or as an owner, you don't take a paycheck so that you can see that all of your employees have been paid.
I'm pretty happy. I mean, the economy has been sluggish, but the bakery, we've not taken much of a hit. My girlfriend and I moved up here, and I got a job up here. Now she's my wife, and working here has allowed us to save up the money to afford a house. I owe